Welcome back to SnowRunner. You join us today in Smithfield Dam as we look at the next mission in our list, and that is the Super Order. Now this mission has several stages, and each stage requires us to take several different items to several different places on 4 different maps. It's a little bit confusing, but the first stage we have to take 1 fuel, 1 consumables, 1 service spare parts and 1 wooden planks to the logistics base, and that is the far side of the map. Now we're in the International Transtar 4070A, and we've got a Sideboard Semi trailer on the back, and this has got wooden planks on. We're taking these to the garage. The reason for this is because we have these at one of the warehouses and we may as well use them. We need a set of wooden planks anyway, so we can go back to the garage. We've got a crane ready to go and another trailer we can use, and we can get some of the stuff there and then head out. So I've got a kind of plan of what way we're going to do this. We'll just see if my actual plan works. We know best laid plans and all that. But I wanted to start today by apologising. So, for those that don't know, I'm on morphine and painkillers and all this other stuff from a motorcycle accident, which is the reason we started the channel. I don't want to go into that now, but recently, especially with the morphine, drowsiness has become an issue, hence why we don't stream in the evenings anymore. But to fit all the recording in and editing and stuff, I do actually record sometimes in the evenings. Now, the evenings are the worst time for me to be drowsy due to lack of sleep. I do like 2 to 3 hours a night. Completely broken sleep, so I'm extremely drowsy in the evenings, but I have to record some evenings to keep up. And the last episode, I've watched it back and I kind of feel really bad about it. I obviously recorded it in the evening, and you can tell that I'm not 100% with it during some of the recording, based on what I'm saying, the driving, and yeah, I was extremely drowsy. There's no excuse. I need to be more with it when we record, really. I don't want that kind of content going out where I'm definitely not 100%. I know we've had it a few times in SnowRunner, but yeah, just apologies for that. I was not 100%, let's put it that way, but we needed to get it done. But thank you to everyone that's watched it anyway, just something I needed to say. So my plan is we drop this trailer at the garage, we refuel and fix the International Transtar, and then we head out with a different trailer to pick up the fuel, the service spare parts, and then we'll load the wooden planks on before heading to the farm, grabbing the consumables, and then straight to the logistics base on the farm. That's kind of my plan, fingers crossed. So first of all, we're going to head back to the garage. We're going to then drop this trailer off, and then we're just going to recover the International Transtar just so we can get it fixed and refueled. This is the quickest, easiest way to do it, I think, and we're there anyway, so it kind of makes sense to just use the garage for its intended purpose and hopefully help us along the way. But this is going to be an interesting mission. This is probably the easiest part of this mission because we're already close to everything. The other missions, the other stages of this mission, going to all different places, may become a bit more difficult, but I think with proper planning, hopefully we'll have a decent performance. There is more to that saying, but I don't want to say it. So let's recover the International Transtar then. So the International Transtar fixed and refueled. We've got a Sideboard Semi trailer just stored to the side over here. We'll go and grab that first and foremost. The Fleetstar is the one with the heavy crane on that we just drove past. We'll be using that shortly. We pick up the Sideboard Semi trailer. I always forget what these are called, the trailers. Yeah, it's one of those things that slips my mind. I have to keep checking what they're actually called. So we'll pick this up, and then we'll head out to the fuel station first and foremost, and we'll go and pick up 1 load of fuel. It's quite an interesting big mission, this Super Order. It makes sense. The size of the mission and what we required. It does make sense considering Michigan's storyline is there was a massive flood. You know, and we've done a really good job of helping them recover, fix buildings, fix areas, even drain the flood water in Black River. So this is quite an interesting one that obviously this stuff is needed since the flood. Okay, we don't need any markers on for where we're heading, although I know the yellow markers show pickup points anyway, but we kind of know the route, to be fair. The only route we probably will need to plan out a little bit is from the farm to the logistics base. Can't say that word very well. But yeah, we may need to plan that route. I'm not sure 100%, but we may do. I don't know, because there's a shorter route to take, but it's dodgier, and there's a longer route, which is probably safer. We'll figure that out once we're at the farm. No, we don't need to worry about that now. Okay, so we just need to head right here. Left is back to Black River, which we're not going there. and right, and then coming up on our left hand side will be the fuel station. Nice and simple. The reason we chose the International Transtar for this mission was mainly because it was already on Smithfield Dam. That was kind of my only thinking. It was already here, so it made sense to use it rather than bring one of the other vehicles back from where they are. That was my only thinking. There was no which one's going to be best for this. It was, well, it's here, let's use it. And I actually like being able to do that. I'd rather that than having to drive a vehicle all the way back from somewhere else, or recovering it even, because it means we leave another trailer somewhere. So that is the fuel now on board. We're going to head to the service hub for the service spare parts, which is kind of back where we just come from before we take a different turning. But it's mostly the same way back for the minute. But yeah, so it just says we could recover a vehicle from anywhere, but because they will have trailers on the back, generally, you lose a trailer. One, it's money we're losing, and two, we're just dumping another trailer somewhere that we don't need to dump. I don't like to recover vehicles when they've got trailers. I like to drive them back, for that very reason, in fact. But yeah, it just made sense to use the International Transtar because it was already here on Smithfield Dam. There's no point bringing something else all the way here when we've got a vehicle that can do this job. The only difficult thing we may have with this is the actual logistics-based journey, because that can be tricky. And the actual entranceway isn't brilliant at the logistics space, but we'll get to that when we're there. There's no point worrying about that now, is there? So heading up the hill, and as we get to the T-junction up the hill, left is the garage and right is the service hub. So we just need to turn right once we get to the T-junction, which is just coming up. I remember the way we're going. I always say, oh yeah, I know the way, and then think, should I put markers? Do I actually remember? I do remember. It's all good. There's always that bit of doubt. Bit of cross country there as well. Just thought we'd spring it around quickly. To be fair, the International Transtar is an amazing vehicle. We've done some really big jobs with this, and it's really pulled its weight amongst our trucks. So I've got no issues with using it. It does really well. Even without a diff lock and all-wheel drive, it still does amazingly on some of these really tough routes. So this is the service hub. We need to pick up the service spare parts from here. There we go, service spare parts on board. So now we just need to head back to the garage, and then we can get settled. What we'll do once I'm back at the garage, we'll drop the trailer and we'll recover the International Transtar again, just to refuel it. We haven't used a massive amount of fuel, but we're already there. We may as well make sure we've got fuel for the journey. Logistics base is quite a long way, so I'd rather be sure it's a full tank before we get going. Even if, you know, we've only used a bit, it's just making sure we can make the journey more than anything else. We do have a decent sized fuel tank on the International Transtar, but yeah, it's always that moment of doubt, and I'd rather do it and have plenty than not do it and run out and think, why did I not do it? So I think this makes sense. So we're just going to park this up near the crane and near the other trailer, leave a bit of space in between so we can get the crane. In fact, no, we'll leave it to the side, we'll recover, and then drive around first. No, let's drive around first. I was umming and ahhing which way to do this. Let's drive it around first. I was going to drive around after recovering, but it's fine. We'll do it this way. So we'll drive around, leave a gap for the crane, and we'll drop the trailer once we level it up. There we go. And then we'll recover. So that is the International Transtar refueled. It wasn't actually damaged, so just refueled. We'll go and hook up to the trailer, the Sideboard Semi trailer, and then we will jump into the Fleetstar with a heavy crane and move these wooden planks across, and then we can crack on. Let's go to reverse up. This is the bit I always worry about, because if you go too far it doesn't connect. If you don't go far enough it won't connect. It'd be just right. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so let's swap truck to the Fleetstar. The reason the Fleetstar's here, we finished Island Lake in the last episode, and I recovered the Fleetstar mainly because it needed fixing, so it made sense to bring it back and get that done. Now there's no small missions left in Island Lake, so it's here. Heavy crane. Now if you've seen me use cranes in the past, I'm not the best with them. I do struggle a little bit, even with the advice people have given me. I still struggle a little bit with up and down, left and right, that kind of stuff. So bear with me while we do this. That's a weird connection point. Why is that doing that? That's weird. Trailer's going over. I'm not worried about the trailer going over. That doesn't matter. I can put the right, because we've got a crane in the first place. All them wooden planks seem to have been upside down. None of them were the right way up on that trailer. So I can't remember if we found this trailer somewhere with the planks on, or we went and picked up all the planks. I don't remember. I know we needed some for a mission, so it kind of makes sense. We probably took it to the warehouse because we needed one lot, maybe. I'm assuming we found the trailer, to be honest. But they were all upside down for some reason. Hence the tipping trailer and everything else. Which again, I'm not worried. We've got a crane here. We can right it. We can pick all the wooden planks up. That's not a problem. Just weird that the connection point was under the bottom. Was it bottom or side of them? That was weird. They should have all been facing up. Like the way we're putting it down now. The top is the top. The bit you connect to is at the top. So that was a little bit weird. Right, let's just get this on the right place. Should be there. I don't think we've done too badly with the crane, to be fair. I'm actually pretty happy with myself with that. I think that went pretty well, to be fair. Okay. We can switch. There we go. And we're back in the International Transtar 4070A. We'll just pack everything up to make sure it's all nice and tight. And we're good to go. Let's begin this journey. So first of all, we're heading to the farm. We need to pick up consumables from there, and then it's a straight run logistics base, and we should be good to go. But yeah, weird about the pallets. Pretty happy with the crane work. I hope you guys, well, hopefully the crane looked okay. I'm really always worried about the crane because I always struggle with it, but I think that went well. So going to the farm isn't too bad. Now we've got a choice to make, and I think I know what I'm going to do. Well, I'm not 100%. I'll make the decision fully once we're there. But the farm, we've got several ways. We can go the long route towards the dam itself, take a right, and it's a load of twisty, turny, off-roady bits, and then go to the farm that way. We can try and get past the field and the fence line, which we've done a few times with other vehicles. Or, what I'm actually favouring for the first time, is going through the floodwater. Now, if you haven't seen the farm area before on Smithfield Dam, the farm entrance is flooded, as is most of Michigan, hence the storyline, flooding. We do need to pick that trade up at some point. I keep forgetting about that. Anyway, because it's all flooded, I've never gone through the floodwater to get into the farm. Now, Stu the Gamer was saying to me, you can actually do it. If you stick to one side, it is possible. And I've ummed and ahed. I don't want to take the long route, and because of what we've got on the back, I don't really want to try and get it through the field and the side of the field. The hedge line, no, the fence line, can be quite rocky. So you know what? We're going to do it. We've got no diff lock and we've got no all-wheel drive on the International Transtar, but I think we're going to do it. We're going to give it a go. If this goes badly wrong, then I apologise in advance. But Stu the Gamer did say it is doable, and to be fair, it would make sense. The floodwater's there, yes, but there's still a roadway or a track underneath, which means there should be some grip. And actually, so far, it's a bit deeper than I was expecting. But if we can head to these little bits that are sticking out of the water, that's where we'll get grip. We have also got a winch we can use if we need to. I know I'm normally quite reluctant to use a winch, but I think we need to in this instance. But it is doable. Bit of speed there as we went over as well. See the grip, the speed then suddenly picked up. That's what we need. Let's keep going. It's actually not bad, is it? It's not slow. That first part was a little bit awkward, but it's not that slow. I think in future when we have to go to the farm anymore, I know we're coming to the end of Smithfield Dam and everything else, and Michigan in general, but if we have to go to the farm again, we're doing this route. Because actually, I don't know what I've been afraid of, because that was fairly simple. Stu the Gamer, you've much appreciated advice, and you were exactly right. I don't know why I've been so afraid. It's because it's flooded, and you just think water, lack of traction, get stuck. Oh no, let's go. Let's put it out, go again, recover or whatever. But actually, there was no reason to be afraid. That actually went through perfectly, which now annoys me that all these episodes on Michigan and Smithfield Dam where I could have just gone through there rather than struggled elsewhere. That's frustrating. Okay, anyway, consumables now on. We have all 4 items needed for logistics base. So we're going to head towards a log station from here, and this is where we've got several different routes. I think we're going to take the northern route. This is the route we've done quite a few times, I think it's the quicker route. I think it is probably the quicker route actually from the log station. I know you can head down to the drilling site and go that way, but actually I think from the log station and farm point of view, that probably is the quickest route. But I think that's the safest route. It's the route we know really well. So I'm pretty confident we should be okay. The only issue is the front of the logistics base is normally really bad for mud and traction in general. We have struggled there previously with vehicles that don't have, well, vehicles have diff lock but no all-wheel drive. So we'll see how the International Transtar manages when we hit the front of it. The journey there shouldn't be too bad. So up the hill from the farm, we're heading towards the log station to start with, and then we'll take the turning there. Fairly simple one, or it should be at least. The next stage of this as well is going to be an interesting one, just because of the distance required to drive and where things are. I don't know what we're going to use yet, but we'll figure that out when we get to it. We're at the end of today, when we actually finish off at the logistics base. We'll quickly have a quick conversation about the second stage, which will be the next episode. I'm kind of doing each stage in each episode because of obviously they're all over the place. If they're really quick, we might be able to merge two together, but I won't know until we do it. I think this one is probably about right length of video wise by the time we get to the logistics base. We're about 16 odd minutes now. I'd say around half an hour video length, which is what we aim for anyway. So I think this one will be okay as a single. Trying to work that on the fly can be tricky, but it's just part and parcel of what we need to do. So the log station is just there. We're going to skirt around the side of it on the edge, the northern side, and head towards the logistics base from this way. As I say, fairly simple journey to be honest. The only bit I'm worried about is actually the logistics piece itself. I need to learn to say logistics without getting tongue-tied. It's the one thing, it's the word I struggle with for some reason. And it's the word I have to say so many times today. Okay, I would rather have done this in the daylight, but as most of you know who watch the series, we don't change time for anything. I know people do, and it does make life easier, to be fair, to be able to see in the daylight, and you're able to be able to see it as well. Daylight is probably preferred, but I don't know, I've just got this thing where you've got to, instead of fast forwarding time, just keep going. Yes, my driver doesn't need to sleep. He's one of those people that is an insomniac, so he never sleeps. That's hence why he can drive forever. He never gets tired. It's like Superman. Although if it was Superman, he'd just fly each thing over, wouldn't he? Or throw them, essentially. He wouldn't need to drive it. But yeah, so I don't change time of day just because, I don't know. I don't know whether I should. Do you know what? Let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? Do you think we should move the time forward in future episodes so it's daylight rather than doing things at night? Obviously, if we're in the middle of a journey and it turns to night time because it's that long a journey, fair enough. But instead of starting a journey at night, should we start all journeys, all missions in the daylight? Because it is easily done. It's just a quick press on the map, fast forward time. But yeah, do let me know in the comments. What do you think? I'm more than happy to keep it as we are, but also for you guys viewing it, it could also be an issue. Okay, we've got to get up this hill here. This hill's a bit weird and dodgy, mainly because one, we can't seem to get the traction, but two, it doesn't really show you the track that easy, especially at night. So the track is more to the right hand side. I think we're heading for that gap through the trees there that you can just see. So I need to pull this round. Can't seem to get any grip. Okay, that's the front pulled. Can we actually get anything going? I think we pull the trailer with the tree. That should hopefully pull the trailer forward and us forward at the same time whilst driving. Come on. It's just an awkward turn, I think. I don't even think we're bogged down in. Oh, maybe it is muddy. I don't know. Again, difficult to see in the dark. One of the reasons I'm saying to you guys, do you think we should fast forward time? I know we haven't done so far, but going forward we can. But I'll let you guys decide. Yeah, still getting stuck. Let's try the branch on the floor there. Let's see if we can use that to pull us forward. There we go. I know we need to get more to the right, but at least that's a bit of a forward movement. Trying to make sure we're on the track. Slipping a little bit, sliding it. The one thing I don't want here is that trailer to go over. That would be the worst thing we can have happen. There we go. We're good. I need to get the right turn though here. Turn. I think we're okay. So that start bit just couldn't get any traction. I'm surprised by. I didn't think that would be that bad, to be honest. Although seeing this in front of us, this is quite wet mud. That would explain why it was so tricky. Don't tip. Try and be careful. That's quite a tricky kind of angle to be at to not tip over. Come on. Actually, right. That's not too bad. Kind of flattened out a little bit on the trailer. It was leaning to that right hand side, and I'm thinking, please don't. Then we've got to drive the Fleetstar all the way here with the crane, and it'll just be a pain. Yeah, that wouldn't be fun. Come on, make the turn. We are struggling more than I expected to with traction. I really didn't think it was going to be this bad. We've got a water section next, haven't we? This is a sharp left to go into the water. It's not too bad water. We've done the farm as it is, so this isn't too bad. The Fleet and the Transtar, what I was going to say, it was dealing with it quite well, but no, actually it's not, as it got stuck there. Just I'm saying, actually it feels alright. It's not going too badly. And then we get bogged down. Come on, pull us forward. Right, let's try something else. Where are we going to go from? Come on, pull. Once we get going, generally it's okay. Trying to use the branch that may be too close to us, I'm not sure. No, it's pulled. We've got it. We've got some traction. We're good to go. The trailer's going to go straight over that branch, but it seems to be okay. Just, yeah, we've bogged down a little bit, but we've managed it. Can we get up this bit though? Coming out of the water's got a little bit dodgy as well by the looks of it. I've got no traction again. Is there anything nearby? The left hand side there is. Come on, put us forward. Don't want to go too far left, I don't want to tip, but I do need to go forward as well. Come on, up the bank, we're nearly there. Come on. Little things like this that really start to annoy you, like we're so close. Come on. This is the times when I don't really worry about using the winch. I'm always one of those people that really, it's not I dislike using the winch, I don't use it very often. But when these occasions arise that I need to, I'll use every inch of it to make sure we get moving. That sounded better in my head than it did when I said it out loud, to be fair. Okay. We're actually not far off, I don't think, from the logistics base. I think we are quite close. A bit rocky area here, so we've got to be a bit careful. This is going to, if you're not careful, damage suspension and tyres. Take it a little bit easy over the rocks. Don't want a sudden jump to the side or anything that's going to make you try to tip. Anyway, sharp downhill here with a left-hand turn. Nice and easy. Don't want to go too quickly because of the turn at the bottom. Again, just constantly worried about the trailer turning over, so allowing for that every time. And I think this is the opening for the logistics base here. Come on. Yes, this is the logistics base opening. So the logistics base on the right-hand side. And all we need to do is deliver this. Now, this entrance is horrible. We've been here a few times. We've got stuck a few times. International Transtar, though, absolutely fine. Wow, okay, I wasn't expecting it to be that easy for it. I thought it would be tricky. But actually did really well there. Yeah, did superbly well. Okay, we're here. Let's deliver what we've got on board. And that'll be stage 1 of the super order complete. And that is it. Stage 1 complete. The next part is Island Lake. And we need fuel, consumables and concrete blocks to the log station in Island Lake. But that'll be for the next episode. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this episode and our first look at the super order and the first stage done. If you did enjoy this episode, don't forget to subscribe and like on the episode. It really does help as well. And we'll see you next time as we continue the super order in SnowRunner.